this is a game in development that you'll be able to walk around a virtual city, buy plots of land, and um, build your own, buildings, games, whatever in this virtual world. I could see to it that I might buy some land and be able to host events just like this in this virtual world. And then you can be able to transfer in-game currencies or cryptocurrencies within the game. You're currently running Gems platform, but you're open to other blockchain assets.
The gaming space is growing really fast, from consoles to VR to cloud gaming and now blockchain gaming. If you don't know about all forms of gaming, then are you really a gamer? Blockchain Universe, virtual reality experts and gamers. Come to our events and join our community. Check us out at blockchainuniverse.com.
Hello and welcome to Blockchain Universe. My name is Jerome. For today's crypto chat, I have James, the developer of a game called Utopia VR, a game where users can visit a virtual city, create buildings and minigames. The description almost sounds like Altspace or Facebook's Horizons. What would be different?
Well, the big difference of our game is that we're actually going to add a bunch of games that are going to be hooked off our cities, where you can actually go and play. One of our games is called Realms of Creation, where you actually can be a lord or a tradesman, a farmer, and you can only be one of those types. So you have to get other players to work together as a community to actually build a community to go out and venture out to other parts of the world and stuff. And we're going to put that as a VR and a desktop game and a phone game. So when you're in our world, you'll be able to take our thing and create your own version of that game in our space, where you can actually have players come and play that. That's one of our unique things we're doing. Also, as well as in alt space, you don't really like play games inside of it. Like we'll have a first person shooter group game that's just for our the Utopia VR. We'll also have we have right now we have an escape room where you can go, and we'll have a bunch of different types of escape rooms where you get one, you go to the next one, you go to the next one. um, so there's a lot more interactive things to do, not just walk around and talk and stuff like a lot of things that you do in alt space. So basically it's basically bringing a game and social media together so you can still meet and hang out, and then you can also go and play games together. So you can like right now we're partnered with the cyber shoe corporation, where we're putting the actual shoes where you can walk in the game, and we're gonna actually put a foot race where like me and you could go into a room, we click start, and then we try to race each other to see who can get to the end of the race and who wins, that kind of stuff. um,
That's so cool. Hold on. There's so much to unpack from that. So, we definitely got to talk more about cyber shoes in a little bit. But before we get into the cyber shoes aspect, I want to say I shouldn't have related it to Altspace and Horizons. Then that to me sounds more, I would say yes, similar to Horizons, but a lot like Rec Room. Would you agree?
yeah, it'd probably be more like Rec Room. Actually, if you want to go to a reference, the closest thing that's out there, what we really want to do is from the movie Ready Player One. We really want to make that actually work instead of just being a dream. So that'd
I
probably be
think
the best way
that's
to say it.
I think that's the one, movie that a lot of us, people that are really interested in virtual reality are really excited for. So when I think of Ready Player One, I think of it being kind of like all one map. But yeah, you can quickly bounce to a different world just by going through the in-game menu. Is it going to be like that, or is it going to be like every game is sectioned off in its own section and you have to go through the menu to get there?
Right now, we're gonna have we're actually gonna we're just got done with a big meeting with the whole group that we're going to actually create a city that we're going to start off at a small part of the city, and then we're going to like allow the players to buy plots of land and build their own parts of the world. They're not just where you can just click it and go, okay, I want to put this building here. You can still do that if you don't want to, but we're going to actually have it where they actually have to take lumber and build walls, and they can build whatever structure they want to build from our different designs of walls and stuff that they'll be able to do. So while they're in there, we'll also like for each one of our games, we'll have a building that's just for that game. They can actually walk around the world like you would in real life and go right to that game by clicking on that building or walking up to the building, and you'll be teleported into that version of the game. We looked into streaming data, but right now we don't have the finances to actually pay for a server that's going to stream all of our graphics. Then we could have it in the graphics streaming, but right now it's not. We're not at that point right now. So we're just using the zoning things. Currently, when you go into our game, you go into a test room where it's gonna have it where you learn how to use both the simulation and the Rift version of the game so far.
You're talking a little bit about, the city-like factor where people are going to be able to walk around and, see the entire city, go to the different plots of land within the city, and users of the game will be able to buy the land and be able to build their own games inside there. So let's talk a little bit about, buying land inside and being able to build. Are you expecting users to interface with the platform and use, US dollars or their currency to be able to buy your in-game currency to then buy that plot of
Basically, we're going to allow options for doing either way. Like we'll have paid versions, which will be like in premium spots in the city, which we'll be using eCoin for, and then there'll be like just farther out from the city that like lower neighborhoods that where you can actually just use in-game coins, which you can actually earn in the game, or you can buy packs. It's kind of like just like the free games that you pay to play kind of thing. So you can actually like, well, if I want to buy this plot of land, you can buy our in-game, or you can just do all the adventures and get the in-game stuff to actually do it.
land? You said that you're using an SDK from GemCoin. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Well, the SKD basically it allows me to contact actually the wallets and all that kind of stuff through my software to their software. So basically, it's their stuff. We're just like representing it in the actual game in the actual 3D world. So you'll actually like add your account through the connection that we will have from GenCoin, and it actually will see your account from the GemCoin. And when you get something from us, we send it to your GemCoin wallet. It's actually the only one that has SKD for Unity. It's a gaming version. I can't remember which one it's called. They use Ethereum or something like that. Is the one that they go off of.
I pulled it up here on CoinMarketCap now. That's pretty neat. Looks like they came out around 2018. This one must have flew under my radar. So they have a working SDK right now for Unity that allows you to use Gemcoin inside your game.
Yep, they have a video actually of how it works too. And they have like a little mini game that they show you how to hook it all together.
That I'm definitely gonna need to check out and be able to bring you back in here. I know you just sent me the game, so I'm gonna check out the game and we're gonna have to repeat this and bring it back up again, so that way we could be able to show people that gameplay as well as how they can be able to earn gem coin in this game. And I mean, gem coin's a really low coin right now, so you making this gaming factor makes it so that way people will be playing around basically with pennies. This currency is currently less 3 zeros and then 117, so that's less than a penny to US dollars. So making a great game on top of that people will be able to earn this in-game currency, be able to, even if I wanted to purchase land, with it being at pennies, it'd be, a lot cheaper to be able to afford this. But as there's more people utilizing those funds and playing this game, I could see where the price of gem coin is going to go up and up and up. So it's going to be great to be able to see the growth, mainly due to your game. And that's one of the things that I love about the blockchain space is that, you can create a game and a plan a project and open it up to the world, allowing them to be able to utilize it in their game. So it's really fascinating that someone else in the world decided to make Gemcoin and make the SDK that you're now utilizing for your game, that you want to be able to create that Ready Player One aspect. So it's going to be awesome to be able to um, utilize that. But one of the things that I notice is really hard for people is that onboarding factor, setting up a wallet, going through that whole process. So how is that going to be with your game? Is the wallet going to be something that I need to get and connect to your game, or is there going to be a built-in wallet?
I think that we're allowed to. I haven't really played enough around with it to know, but I think we're allowed to actually create one by sending it back and forth to the DLL that they give us to it. So if you don't have a wallet, I believe we can set one up in our game itself that goes back and sets up a wallet for them at their in their wallet program.
Yeah, no, that definitely sounds like something that is going to be needed. Um, I'll mention that, I want to be able to bring more gaming adoption to the virtual reality space. So right here in Altspace, I'll host events where people can come in together and do like different game shows, as well as I'll play some regular video games. I did an event one time called King of the Sats, where kind of like King of the Hill, whoever is playing and keeps winning, they would start to earn kind of like an in-game currency, but you're not gonna win that currency from playing the game if that's not built into the game. So as a third party factor, I was contributing and providing to whoever would spend some time and come join and play this game with us. We were playing Super Smash Brothers, and just for playing the game, I was giving out some sats of Bitcoin. So for people that don't know what sats of Bitcoin are, like the US dollar, there's 100 pennies in $1 US. There's 100 million sats, Satoshis is what we call them, inside one Bitcoin. So that's one decimal and then 8 zeros after, which is great because then you can have fractional shares of that one coin, in this case Bitcoin. So I was giving out satoshis of Bitcoin, which would be mere pennies, but you can do that really affordable utilizing the Lightning network, which is one of the things that really came to my attention, because I want to be, of course, if you're going to play a game and you're going to be interacting with people, it needs to be just as fast as within the game when they earn their in-game currency. And within real games, it's just ones and zeros, so it can be instant that you earn in-game currencies for beating this level. But when you're talking about a real asset that you own that isn't stuck to the game, that's something that's really you know it needs to be fast and fluid for people to be able to access that. So that's one of the reasons why I chose Lightning, because I could be able to use Telegram and message you with the Telegram app some satoshis of Bitcoin, and if you don't have any, it'll set up a wallet for you, and you could just be able to easily pull the funds from the Telegram app when playing this game with me. So I thought that was a great simple third party way to add on to existing games. But you're here talking to me now about your game that you're developing and you're building with this technology in mind. It doesn't look like Gems uses like a Lightning protocol. So I'm curious if you've tested and checked out how fast is that transaction, that settlement time from when you send me my in-game currency to when it settles in my wallet and I have the availability to pull it off the game.
I haven't personally tested yet. We haven't really got a chance to put it all together and work with it. I've only played with it a little bit, but I know that all the people that have used it so far have had no problems with it. And they said it's pretty speedy and it keeps track of it. I don't know if they have a buffer between us and them, so that way that it can act like it's faster. I haven't really did the research on the speed of it. I just know that it actually works. And the game that they have for the demo it actually allows you to like run and pick up coins and stuff, and it automatically was just updating their thing. So I'm not sure exactly what technology they're using for it. I mean, all they give us is functions to call and say, okay, send the coins to this account, that kind of things.
Which is neat, and I think that's great that you found a platform that you trust and that you want to be able to utilize it, mainly because they have that functionality that's necessary for your game, and I think that's a really good fact that they have that ready. I will mention that I have a meeting that's coming up in about 2 Mondays from now. So if you're in alt space, you should be able to look on the wall to your left. You'll be able to see that next week we're going to have Splinterlands here, which is another blockchain based game. It's a card game, and the cards are non-fungible tokens that you can be able to earn those assets, take those cards, those digital cards off the game, and be able to access it in your wallet. So they're on the Hive network right now, and they're like the #1 game. Glad to have them in here next week. And the week after that, we're going to have Mint Gox, which is a group of different games on the Bitcoin Lightning Network, that network I was talking about a little bit earlier, where they also have a platform that they're building called ZBD, which also is going to be an SDK and a plugin that you can embed to your game and allow you to be able to utilize those assets. But I'm not certain if they're at that level yet where you can be able to start to plug it into your game. So I'm glad to see that you found Gem and that you're utilizing that. Would you be open to connecting your game with not just one platform, but maybe multiple platforms in the future, so that the user doesn't need to go with Gems if I don't normally utilize Gems, but someone that's utilizing Bitcoin Lightning, which of course I want some Bitcoin, would you be open to connecting with multiple platforms?
Yeah, we actually have planned that if they don't have an SKD for itself, to go and contact the different coins out there and ask them if we can work together to make an SKD with them. That's actually what we're doing with the cyber shoes right now. We're working together. We're going to put a Kickstarter together with them to make a Quest version that will work with their shoes, because right now it doesn't work with the Quest very well at all. So they want to make an actual XKD and Unity that can actually allow the Quest to natively have the shoes hooking to it instead of doing all this extra work they have to do right now to get it to work. So yeah, I'd be way open to open any. I'd do all the coins if I had a choice. If I had a way to do it, if they'd give us permission to do it.
That's fantastic. And that's not something that you likely see. A lot of companies choose to just stick to one coin because it's really hard to develop and build it across all of the different cryptocurrencies that are out there and embed that into your gameplay. I think it's great and empowering that you're allowing all of the different currencies to be accessible, as long as they make it accessible for your game. So, it's up to you, you currency developers out there. I'm talking to you, Lightning Network users, to make an SDK that he could just plug into his game, as well as I know there's so many different blockchain gaming platforms that are out there. So for people that aren't aware, you have ways that you can embed cryptocurrencies into your gameplay right now, and be able to have in-game assets that you own. So I really like to relate this a lot to people that play Fortnite. A lot of people will go play Fortnite right now and spend, US dollars to buy their in-game asset called V-Bucks for Fortnite. And then with V-Bucks, you could be able to buy things like your skins, your parachute, all of those different assets within their game. But you don't own any of those digital assets. That's all owned by Epic, the founder and creator of Fortnite. So with all of those assets within Fortnite, if Epic shuts down Fortnite tomorrow, thousands, maybe millions of dollars that people have spent, gone. You don't own anything within Fortnite. Whereas with your game, being able to have that in-game currency, I own that currency. And I think that's fantastic. But, something else that you can do with blockchain games is not just utilizing the blockchain for finance, but also utilizing the blockchain for the logistics within the game. So, like I said, the skins and the parachutes for Fortnite, imagine being able to have those on the blockchain where you own those assets that are inside of your game. So if I want to take it from Utopia, from Fortnite, I can be able to bring it with me to another game and utilize it there if it allows it. How are you guys on utilizing blockchain assets, not just the finance within your game?
That's exactly what we're planning on doing because our artifacts will most likely have gem coin inside them, and they can actually melt down the item if they don't want the item anymore, if it becomes obsolete or whatever. So yeah, it's already in our plans that we're planning on doing that. I never thought about doing the skins and stuff, which might be interesting to add that to it too. We might even have it eventually down the road where they can make their own skins and their own objects, and they can put it in there, and then they can add coins to it, and they could sell it to people. Another planning we're planning on doing in the city is actually getting commercial sponsors to buy buildings in our city, and they can sell items through eCoin to customers over our VR city.
Fantastic. I love it. You guys here, full customability in the future. I can't wait to see you grow to that point and be able to say, I remember when they just started. I remember when we had that conversation 10 months ago right here in Altspace where we were discussing the use cases of blockchain within virtual reality. So glad to see how far you've come and the growth that you've progressed with. So let's talk a little bit more about the roadmap. I know it's a long, rigorous battle building a VR game at that. Where are we in the development, and what's the roadmap look like?
Okay, so far right now we have it where you can do like you and Altspace meet together and chat and talk over voice over IP with we use a photon server for that, and we also have the ability to teleport to different zones like Altspace. We have like 6 or 7 zones working right now. And then I've got 2 mini games working. One of them is an escape room where you go in and you have to figure out what the code is to get out of the room. The other one is, I call it the House of Many Doors. That actually comes from my pen and paper days from way back when, where I used to get the players used to how to think outside the box. And basically, you have to find which door gets you out. And sometimes the door could be a vase. It could be the sink or the toilet, or so they have to figure it out by going and touching everything and seeing if they can teleport to the different parts of the room until they figure a way out. Both those 2 mini games are already working in the game. We just tested it uh, 2 days ago with 5 people, and we had a couple little glitches, but nothing major that's going to stop us. The next thing that we're working on is the climbing aspect, where you can climb up in a climbing room, and you can see who's faster than each other. We're also going to be adding a mountain climb where you can actually climb up a mountain, and then after that, we're doing a first-person shooter. So that's what we've got planned for in the next month or month and a half.
Oh, wow. I was just going to ask for some timeline. So a month and a half. So it sounds like the game is already available, but it looks like you'd have to sideload it. I was looking also for kind of a storefront aspect. When do you see this being available on Steam, available on, the Oculus Store, or maybe SideQuest?
There's actually another store too that Oculus uses. Is basically they're called their black market engine one. We'll probably go to that one in Steam first before we go to Oculus, because of the fact we're going to be using eCoin and wanting to gamble with it um, until they decide maybe it's okay to allow it in. But it's actually an unofficial official store for Oculus Quest and the Oculus Rift, as well as
What's it called?
I can't remember the name of it right now. I just found out about it like a week or two ago, but it's on Reddit. They have
I'm
a big
pretty
huge
certain you're talking about SideQuest. That's the main one that I think of when I think of any Oculus based platform that's not from the Oculus Store.
Yeah, that's probably what it's called. Hold on.
Awesome. Yeah, that's definitely the best VR platform for people to get on if you're making a new virtual reality game. Oculus Store is kind of like the, I guess, high quality games that have been well tested and fine tuned by Facebook. which is good. I'm glad that's there. But we also need to be able to make it so that way, you and me, regular people, could be able to make a game and people have access to it. So I'm really grateful for the guys over at SideQuest and gals, if there are any ladies that work there. I love ladies in the tech space, but we need to be able to have more accessibility to the end user to be able to have that full customization. And Utopia VR definitely sounds like what I'm really excited for and can't wait to be able to utilize. Um, because alt space isn't perfect. It's some of the things that I have a big issue with is accessibility. Not everybody has a VR headset and not everybody has a Windows PC. So you touched a little bit about your accessibility earlier. Let's talk about that some more. I believe you said something about a phone app as well.
Yeah, we'll eventually have it where you, even on a phone you can go. It's basically the desktop version that's converted to a phone app. You might not be able to do everything that you can do with a VR headset and stuff because you don't have your hands. So that's one of the things. We're basically building three games in one when we do it, because we have to do the desktop, then we do the VR, and then we're going to do the phone app. But right now we're focusing on the desktop and the VR, because half my team don't have Rifts or the Vive or anything like that. They just have desktops. So I have one programmer that repeats everything I build in the Rift. He repeats in the desktop. So we're eventually just going to go desktop and Rift for our demo. And then at the end of November, we're hoping to be able to put a demo together for a Kickstarter with Cyber Shoes doing the Quest SKD, and they're going to feature our software as their main software for their shoes. And we're going to uh, hopefully have that all set up, and hopefully by that time we can get enough to get a Vive and be able to do. I want to do a haptic suit too as well.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic. I was also going to try and touch on that. You're utilizing Cyber Shoes, which is a great company that's making shoes for VR gamers. They can sit down in the chair, utilize the shoes, and it would wirelessly connect to either the PC. I believe you said that you guys want to work for an SDK for the Quest. I think that's going to be fantastic. Building games isn't easy. It's really hard to develop, especially when you're basically making three games in one for um, desktop, VR, and mobile. That usually means that there's going to be some quality loss when you're looking at the three different versions, unless you're, doing PC VR. It sounds like you guys want to be able to also do just regular Quest VR, so I'm sure there would be a lot of quality difference between the PC VR and the Quest VR. Um, and then mobile, yeah, that's a whole nother ball game with how the processing power on those devices. I wanted to also bring up that there might be another option. I know that you said that it might not be in the budget for now, but it would be good to know that you guys have it, in your in the back of your head at least, that cloud gaming is here. I'm a user of Google Stadia. There's a lot of people that are flocking to GeForce now that it has access to your Steam library. These are platforms where the game is running on a server somewhere and you're streaming it directly to your headset. So you don't need to worry about all the processing power directly on your device, which makes mobile access amazing. I've been playing Avengers and Bomberman on my phone, which isn't something that would normally be able to run on my phone. It would heat up and die instantly. But because it's running and processing on a server somewhere in California and streaming it directly to my phone, I'm able to play the game with low latency, and it barely does a dent in my battery, which I think is fantastic. Allows you to play games for hours on end. Is there that capability of making the game completely cloud-based, at least in the thought, so that way people can be able to have the full access to the game, whether they're on the Quest or on their phone?
Actually, uh, the good thing about that is that you don't have to do any changes in your programming for that. They basically just run. the application on the PC, just like if you had the PC with you. So yeah, we can do that. We'd have to set it up with some company that would like be our host and stuff, but the uh, the actual physical coding and software is nothing different to us. It would just being able to get the service that's going to be able to stream our stuff to the people.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be the challenge at the moment. I don't think that there is a perfect service at the moment that would be best for you to pick. I personally believe that Google Stadia will be that platform in the near future. Right now, they've been kind of like Facebook with fine tuning and making sure that they just have a quality content that's coming out, and they're not opening it to developers that really want to test it. But it does look like they're gearing up for that. Um, I know that they have a closed development, so you can go to stadia.dev and sign up. And eventually you'll get access to the tools, and eventually it'll get a lot easier for you to quickly just port your game right into Stadia, and I'll be able to play it from my phone on the go, using a Stadia controller. So that's where I would have hands and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. This is a game in development that you'll be able to walk around a virtual city, buy plots of land, and um, build your own, buildings, games, whatever in this virtual world. I could see to it that I might buy some land and be able to host events just like this in this virtual world. And then you can be able to transfer in-game currencies or cryptocurrencies within the game. You're currently running Gems platform, but you're open to other blockchain assets. We're getting closer and closer to having Ready Player One. There's more and more hardware that's accessible. You're working with cyber shoes. I think that's a great first step. You're open to working with some of um, the suits. Some of the ones that really grab my attention is Tesla suit. Is there any specific one that you guys are looking towards working with, or do you want to make it open with all of them, that all of the different, you know, physical objects that you can connect with the game?
Basically, what we do is I've already contacted most of them out there. I keep a track of them. I have a bunch of YouTube gamers that basically get all these testing stuff that are friends of mine. And I always keep track of what they're doing and see what new stuff's coming out. And as soon as I find something I think is going to be really good for our game, I contact the company and see if they're willing to either have us put it in our game or if they have a SKD for Unity. If they're not, try to talk them into getting one. But we don't have any specific vest hectic suit yet that we're planning on. I know that I think the Tesla one, isn't that the one that you actually use electrical instead of the vibration motors? I think those ones are pretty out of the price range of consumers. We're trying to first find the ones that are be close enough where the actual people can actually buy them. Like the cyber shoes, they're like $400 for the cyber shoes. If you go to the sea catwalks, they're like $2,000 or $3,000. So we're like, let's go ones we
Yeah.
know people can afford. But we do want to
Wait,
eventually have
l-
all of them.
let me jump right in on that one. And for people that don't know about the Sea Catwalk, which is a virtual reality treadmill. So it's a real world treadmill, but unlike a regular treadmill, which is in a straight line, this is a circle, and it has a harness where you could be able to move around in 360 in your bedroom, your living room, and be able to play this. But like you said, it's pretty up there in price, about $3,000. I think that's a steep price. Only, certain people are going to jump on that and buy that and take up the space in their home to utilize that. But definitely aiming for cyber shoes, which you could be able to put away, put under, put in the closet, and then, pick it up and play your game whenever you want to. I think that's phenomenal that you're, really gearing towards the platforms that are accessible. So that's definitely the right route to go about. And I love that you're open to working with so many different platforms that are out there. I can't wait for when I could be able to utilize those within your game. Another thing that, grabs my attention are, like virtual guns, stuff like that. So like PlayStation VR has the aim controller where you could be able to use that gun in their game. Is there any platforms like that that you're looking towards to, especially when you're saying you're making that first person shooter? It'd be really cool to be able to utilize that within the game and just pick up this gun that I have and play it right in that game.
Well, I mean, we're looking at all the stuff that's out there, but the actually the like the we use the Oculus, of course, and there are already devices you can get that'll actually put both your hands into like a gun position that you can sit your controllers in, and it looks like a real gun. And there's no actual SKD for it because it follows the controllers. But yeah, if they come out with stuff that's like that, we can actually add to our game. Of course, yeah, we'll eventually add it to the game because our main goal is to be able to get as many people as we can from the world to be together, playing through our games, playing their own games, playing games with us, and that way it's a big, huge community, kind of like Ultimate. It's this big, huge community of just people that want to do things together, and we don't want to just be stuck to one headset or one device. We want to have them be able to use whatever they have currently for it. I will say that the cyber shoes also comes with, like, I'm actually sitting my cyber shoe thing right now, but it comes with a magnetic round carpet, and it comes with a swivel chair, like a bar chair, which is they're really built really well. But it keeps you from ever getting outside of your zone, so you don't ever have to worry about, you can walk freely anywhere as long as the application can use the shoes. Um, or you get the joystick that moves you around. You can do it keeps you from actually hitting things. You'll never get outside your space. It actually keeps a smaller space for you than if you were walking free, like just in the free space that you're allowed to in your protector. So you can actually save space. But to put it away is easy. I mean, you just grab the carpet, grab the chair, move it off to the side, and take off the shoes, and you're done. So I mean, it is a really good product, and the shoes are built really well. I mean, they're sturdy shoes. They're not like some little flimsy thing that's going to break in a couple days. I've actually slammed them on the ground just to test to see if it would break the controller, and it didn't do anything. So even though they say don't do that, but I mean, it's built really strong. So I was really impressed by it. I was like, oh God, is this going to be some little flimsy thing? Because it's like $400 for all this stuff. But it actually is a really, really a hardy device. It's built with really hard, strong plastic. I don't know all the specs, but it's if you're wanting to
It's
really
up
feel like
there.
if you really want to feel like you're walking in the world, it takes about maybe 15 minutes of you getting used to how to walk because it's kind of more like skating than it is regular
Hmm.
walking. But I'll tell you, you get tired pretty fast. I was playing Rec Room with it, and I was tired in 15 minutes playing Rec Room with
I didn't
that
even know it
thing.
works with Rec Room. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool, man. Cyber Shoes is definitely making the right moves. I'm glad that you immediately reached out and started working with them and looking to make that Kickstarter soon. Definitely let me know so we can host an event here and, help towards that Kickstarter. Let's get a fundraiser going from virtual reality, but there's so much to do. There's so much that we can do in this space. I'm glad that you came and joined me on the stage here to bring this up. Uh, Tell people how they can get in contact with you, how they can be able to, work with your game, and let's build this community together.
Well, you can get a hold of us on Facebook at facebook.com/Utopia, just V without the R. And you can also get us on Discord, and I think it's Utopia World. I think that's what we called it. I'd have to really look it up because we just built that like a couple days ago. So it's better to get a hold of us on Facebook because it's easier to find. Also, we're going to be we also we're doing Twitter and all the social media stuff, so that way we can get a hold of anybody and everybody and let them know what we're doing. Eventually, we will have it where you can download the game from us and be able to play it. Right now, we have 100 current connections we can do. So after that, it'll have to like say you can't get in or something like that. But we are planning once we go to the Kickstarter that we're going to allow people just to start jumping into our world and giving us input and telling us what they like. I definitely want to know what people want to see out there. If they say, well, I've always wanted this in a game, but it never came out. Well, let us know. We'll put it on our list. If it's possible, we'll try to make it. Because I mean, I'm the same way. The reason why I became a programmer and became a developer, and I won't go how old I am, but I'm pretty old, is because I always wanted to wanted to play games, and the games were never what I ever wanted. I'm like, why can't it just do this? So I'm like, why don't I just learn to build it myself and do it? So that's another reason why we decided we wanted to have it where people can just build their own games off our games, because that way you don't have to code. All you got to do is like pick this guy up, put him down here, because we use the virtuality. Then you can actually grab the guy, pick him up, put him down, and then you can click on him and then fill out the information he's supposed to say to you or add a quest to him. That's how we're going to eventually do that. And it all stems from the fact that I want people to be able to relive their own way of playing the game, not just the way we want or the rules we want. Let them play it whatever way they want, kind of like pen and paper. It's basically you're the GM, and whatever you can think of coming up, as long as we have the graphics, you can put it together and put a little save. It'll be all saved in a database, and then you'll be able to the players. You can set it up on our boards, and somebody can pick. Oh, I want to play that game. It sounds fun, and then they'll go into that world and play it. And you can actually set up if you want to charge them to play it, or if you just want to let them freely play it, and they can like it and all that kind of stuff, as well as the buildings you build. You're going to be able to, if you walk them like, I like that's really cool, you did good. You can actually click on the building and it'll come up and you'll say I like it. And the ones with the most likes will be on our big scoreboards that we'll have up in the sky running around the city.
That's fantastic, man. I'm excited. It's going to be fantastic, amazing to see this world. I think that it's fantastic that you're using blockchain assets, cryptocurrencies to be embedded in the game so people have more control of the digital assets. It's going to be phenomenal. It's been a pleasure speaking with you today, James. I definitely want to do this again soon. Now that I'm downloading the game, I want to get you back on here soon so we can have it on the big screen to my left and everybody can be able to see the gameplay. It's going to be a great ride. I'm glad to catch you right at the early steps of this and the beginning process, a 2-year-old project. I can only imagine what it's going to be like when you're hitting your 5th birthday. So thank you. And is there any other last things that you want the audience to know?
No, just come and visit us. Give us your input. We will listen to everybody's input of what they think should be done in the games and shouldn't be done in the games. Things that you like, things you don't like, things you want, because that's basically what we want. We want to know what the people want to have. So just come to our Facebook, join our Discord, and give us your views. That's what we need.
Fantastic. Guys, you guys heard it here. Utopia VR. Go check it out on Facebook, Discord, Twitter, all the likes. Check out the game, download it. It's available now. It's still early development. Would you call it alpha phase, beta phase? What stage of the development would you say you're in?
It would be a very early alpha phase right now.
Yeah, so guys, this is not a game that is gonna be, like alt space. It's gonna be way more intricate, so definitely get on board while it's still young. I'm glad to have found you, and I can't wait to see you grow. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you all soon. Thank you for joining Blockchain Universe.
The gaming space is growing really fast, from consoles to VR to cloud gaming and now blockchain gaming. If you don't know about all forms of gaming, then are you really a gamer? Blockchain Universe, virtual reality experts and gamers. Come to our events and join our community. Check us out at blockchainuniverse.com.